Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early to mid-October 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's going on for my lovely Saggy friends. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for these Saggies here, please? And yes, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy, please. Guides and spirit team, let's get this first card popping for my friends. There it is. Thank you. All right, big creation here, and I've been seeing this for fire signs for quite a while. There could be some like deep thoughts, deep emotions that you really need to express or get out in one way or another. That's what I always think of here, but this is really spirit shining a light towards any creative pursuit. As I said, I've been feeling that for fire signs for quite a while now, which is a good thing. Now, before we really dive into that too much, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card. So it's been showing up a lot for a lot of different signs, and now it's your turn. If you haven't had it already, we have this art model, we have sculptures, we have paintings. So you see how the creative juices are overflowing. Now, I say this could be a very positive thing, but it could also be a bit cautionary. When I get this overabundance of creative energy, it could represent somebody who has a lot on their mind. They're doing a lot of thinking, lots of daydreaming. So as a fire sign myself, I know that we are action-oriented people, but sometimes everyone's prone to it, like a lot of daydreaming, a lot of thinking. You might be in la-la land here. However, this is spirit really saying, like, hey, now any sort of creative pursuit and endeavor is recommended to you. You might just have a lot of these energies that you need to express, and taking it out of the mind space, out of the etheric into the material is the way to go. So whether it is something you want to do for a business, whether it's something you want to do to just relax, getting these emotions out, getting this energy out is the best way to go. Now, obviously, I'm never going to tell you what you have to do, what you should and shouldn't do, but this creative energy is really good, whether it's music, writing, whatever it might be. So we're just going to place the art model down right there. She could hang out with all that art there. We're going to get into tarot now. And as I always say, that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. So let's see what we got for Saggy, please. Let's shuffle it up one time. And while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading, because it was quite different. Okay, different than what you normally get. And in recent weeks, I've been seeing a lot of change, right? A lot of metamorphosis. Last week's reading was titled, They Have a Plan. There was strategy. There was a lot of planning involved. So whether it's you planning for the future, planning for certain things or eventualities, or like I said, it could be someone you're linked to, where they have some sort of plan in play. Now, it didn't feel nefarious. It didn't feel bad, but it did feel strategic in a big way. So let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone you're linked to. Let's get you 3 cards, though. Let's see what we have for Saggy, please. My guides and spirit team. We have a change has been the name of the game for quite a while. We have the Lovers in position number 1. Close connections here, my friends. Interpersonal connections and relationships could really be on the mind, or that could be the name of the game in this time. Let's get a couple more, and we'll really start to break this down. Obviously, the Lovers could be a lot of different things. We have the 8 of Pentacles next to the Lovers. Maybe there's something you want to work on, okay? A connection. Maybe that's somebody who wants to work on something with you. Obviously, you know I don't just do romantic readings. This could be a lot of things. So we have double 8s. Okay, we have the 8 of Swords right here on the back. So I've been seeing it for all the fire signs this week. They've all had like repeating numbers in one form or another. I feel like Aries had repeating 2s, Leo's had repeating 3s, and now you have repeating 8s. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get down to that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, lots of air. That's another commonality I've been seeing with fire signs, with the Lovers here and the 8 of Swords. This is an abundance of air energy. And just like I said with this very first card, could be a lot on the mind. There could be a lot of thinking or wanting to communicate something. But it's interesting because we have personal relationships, we have work, we have the mind state. So we have a lot of things we want to move through here. So let's start in position number 1 with the Lovers. Big Gemini energy. So you might be connected to a Gemini. If that's the case, this is them. If you're not connected to a Gemini or someone with those placements, the Lovers used to be called way, way back in the day, the Choice. It was similar to the Two of Wands in that way. But when I see this card, it reminds me of like a yin-yang, energies that balance each other off in a very good way. This is soul connection energy. So whether that is romantic, lovers literally, that could be really good friends, could be family, could even be pets, depending on what you're going through. But the Lovers to me is just someone where there's a mutual connection here. There's a lot of deep emotional connectivity with this card. Now, if you're not going through anything with relationships, if we're not getting an update about someone you're connected to, the Lovers could just be seen as a very silky, smooth, easygoing type of energy. It's an energy of healing as well. Not a lot of people speak about that. Notice that angelic figure, that's the Archangel Raphael. Raphael is known for healing, right? So whether it's inner healing or healing between two individuals, let's just keep moving because this energy is way different than the one on the back end. So this could be two people in completely different modes. Now in the center, we start with the eights. We have the Eight of Pentacles, one of my favorite cards, very diligent. This is a card of artistry. Hint, hint. Remember the Oracle card we had, artistry, creation. This is a card of dedication and putting effort forth towards something. Pardon me, got a little frog in the throat there. So when I see this next to a card like the Lovers, like I said, working on things, working on repairing things could really be on your mind. Or you might just be in work mode, right? Absolutely. You might be all about your pentacles, trying to put a lot of energy into work and material things. So it's really personal as to what you're going through. Now, a challenge that could be seen when we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is a card that could represent somebody that is a bit of a workaholic, right? Somebody that works too much. They're always busy. They're always doing something where they're not having fun. They're not doing nothing. It's like they work. So you might be in that mode where it's like, oh, all work and no play. Like I need to shake something up here. But moving to the back end, this is where we get a bit of a trapped type of energy, which I find intriguing, especially next to the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Swords. So maybe you are feeling trapped in a work situation. Maybe you feel like you're always working or you're bound by money in some sort of way. The Eight of Swords could be so many different things, and overthinking is one of them. This is a card of someone trapped in their own mind, trapped in their own head. So we see things like anxiety, nervousness, high-strung type of energies, which I've been seeing for fire signs this week in particular. The Eight of Swords is one of my cards of imprisonment, so feeling cornered, feeling like you're trapped, like your hands are tied. There's nothing you could really do when this card shows up. So it's not the nicest energy, but the one thing I will say is that it's very fleeting. This is an energy that moves out just as quick as it moved in. So that's a really good bonus, and it's nothing long lasting. So whatever stresses, whatever things you're going through can be solved in a very, I don't want to say easy way, but more simple than you would think when we have the Eight of Swords. It could be something as minor as just having some cabin fever, right? You might feel like, all right, I'm cooped up too much, or I've been in this too much, or I've been waiting on this for too long. So it's a little antsy type of energy, nervous, anxious. So I want to dive deeper in all of it, Saggy. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here. Let's see what we got for my Sagittarius friends, please. Guides and spirit team. And yes, this is where I go intuitive, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Lovers here. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, you can drop it down in the comments. I don't mind at all. And I know many wonderful Sagittarius tarot readers out there. They have the gift for sure. So let's see why the Lovers are here. Why are the Lovers in the mix? Thank you. Five of Cups, yeah. Yeah, so there could be some pain in regards to that, pain surrounding that. And it makes sense when we see the Eight of Pentacles right next to it. Like, if there is something off between you and a connection, maybe this is someone you're connected to where they are hurting. Or like I said, it could be the anxiousness, nervousness. We'll see when we get there. But we have the River of Tears. Okay, the Five of Cups, River of Tears, that is pain, that's a little bit of sadness. For some of you, this could be a very positive energy that you are healing from something. With Raphael, the healer, maybe there's something you're really starting to heal from, starting to work through. There is a lot of effort, there's a lot of energy around it that moves towards healing. But for some of you, this could be someone you're connected to going through a very difficult time. I saw a similar thing for the Leos. So I'm already getting that vibe that like somebody could be trying to distract themselves. Like with all this stuff going on, this area of life might not be the best. So they're focusing on this, they're focusing on that. So somebody could be working to really try to distract themselves in one way or another. The one thing I do like about this Five of Cups is that although this person is glum, they're sad, they're depressed, or whatever it might be, there's still possibilities. There's still cups standing. There's still structures out on the horizon. So it's not like the be-all, end-all type of energy. This is more of like a road bump or a roadblock, like something that somebody needs to get over or to hurdle, right? It doesn't feel permanent. Like I'm not getting an energy of permanence here. Like this is something that can be fixed. So we're just going to keep moving over, is what it is, right? Let's see what the Eight of Pentacles has. And yes, only take it if it hits, right? So let's see why that Eight of Pentacles is in the mix for my Saggies here. There might be someone trying to distract. I really want to get over to that Eight of Swords. We'll get there in a minute. So what do we got here? Thank you. Okay. So we do have a card of somebody absolutely throwing everything they have to like really try to keep themselves busy, because if they didn't, there would be problems. Like that's a vibe I'm picking up here, intuitively heavy. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So we have the double earthy energy here right in the center, the money focus. Now, when I get the Knight of Pentacles, if you're not connected to an earth sign, because that could be it, especially in reverse, when I see the Knight showing up in reverse, that does indicate action. It does indicate forward movement, because this is the slowest Knight. This is a Knight that takes its time. It's detail-oriented. It's very diligent. So when I get this Knight of Pentacles in reverse under a card like this Eight of Pentacles, this is someone who's like, I'm throwing everything I have into this. Or I want to throw everything I have into this task or my work or my pentacles. It's somebody like working overtime and overdrive. Like that's the energy I'm picking up here. So take that for what it's worth, right? Like whether that's something you're doing or somebody else. Now I will say this. I've been feeling it since the very beginning with the Lovers here and the Five of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles and all this energy. There can be somebody that wants to fix something, specifically in interpersonal relationships. So maybe there is a person that has an apology for you, or they want to fix something, make it right, put effort towards it. That might be your energy, right? If you're having those issues. So let's keep moving forward. Obviously, that doesn't have to be, but there's a possibility for it within this energy where somebody wants to fix something, make it right. There might be an apology or some sort, like mending a bridge. That's the vibe I'm picking up. If not, they're just distracting themselves. Okay, this is someone just distracting themselves purposely. So let's see why that Eight of Swords is here. Then we'll do our quick recap before we get into the shadows. So why is that Eight of Swords in the mix? Thank you. Yeah, okay. So we have the moon here in the upright Sagittarius, Pisces energy showing up. So whether that's you or someone you're linked to, Pisces is the moon. It's the card of the unknown. It's the card of the hidden. There could absolutely be someone here stressing about the future or how something might turn out. Like, all right, was that the right move? Is this going to turn out okay? Is there any possibility here? Am I wasting all this energy trying to mend this or fix it? There's a lot of unknowns I'm picking up here. Now, if we are talking about somebody that is really, really tense, nervous, anxious, or going through a tough time, the moon does indicate that they are going through it to their core on a very, very deep level, or they're hiding it. They're purposely trying to hide it or mask it. Like they're not letting on how much something affects them. Okay, you might know it, but other people might not. That's a vibe I'm picking up here for sure. So this is a very interesting energy here on the back end. Okay, there's like a little doubt too. There's like some self-doubt showing up here on the back. Obviously not saying that's you, but there is some sort of self-doubt or doubting a situation. So let's go through and do a quick recap here, Saggy. There is somebody that is going through something. You could see him on the extreme ends. It's there in black and white. But let's go through before the shadow card. In position number one, we have the Lovers with the Five of Cups in the upright. Once again, somebody who's either really sad about how something elapsed or a connection. There's a difficult time happening here. There's river of tears, there's sadness, but I did say I was getting that energy that all is not lost, that I feel like it could be repaired in one way or another. That's just what I'm picking up in the front. Now, as we move to the center, we have the Eight of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Two main things I'm picking up here. Either one, somebody is completely throwing themselves into work and tasks to distract themselves, or this is someone that wants to put a lot of energy into repairing something, making it right. They might have an apology for you as well. Moving to the very back end, we have the next 8. We have the 8 of Swords with the moon in the upright. This is someone that could be very affected down to their deepest core. Very, very deep level. I did say we've been having that nervousness, that anxiousness, the anxiety type of energy along with sadness here. But this is somebody like suppressing it or hiding it, not showing it. Because remember, the moon is a card of mystery and illusion. So maybe other people around them don't know the type of time they're going through or the difficulties they're facing. You might know though, especially if you're emotionally connected to this person with this Lover's card. So do what you will with that, Saggy. Please take a screenshot. Obviously, only take it if it hits. Let's get you a shadow card now. Let's see what's in the shadows for Saggy. Maybe we'll get a little more detail on what that moon could represent. So let's shuffle it up one time and see what your shadow card is. And as you know, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end. I feel like it's a nice thing to do. Take a little look within, whether it's something within you, maybe it's something you don't quite know about just yet. I always feel like it reveals a little something. So let's get you one. And yes, if you've made it this far in the video, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it down below. For anyone that joins channel memberships in this first month, I'm doing a personal spread for every member. Okay, and this is the last week for it, so obviously no pressure. There will be more bonuses going forward. But let's see what we have in the shadows. All right, yeah, that card came like cartwheeling out of my hands. We have the 4 of Wands, a beautiful stable type of card generally. So when I get a positive card like this, especially in the shadows, I have to give the positive energy and feeling as well. The fact that this is my 1111 card, number signs, synchronicities, omens. We had repeating 8s within the spread as well. So there's a lot of repeating numbers for you, Sagittarius. Make sure you're paying attention to the signs and synchronicities. That's first and foremost. But the 4 of Wands is a card of celebration. It's a card of happiness and just having a great time. There's a lot of stability there. So for some of you, if this is a shadow card, maybe you're feeling a little stagnant, like nothing's moving. It's a little too stable. It might be issues regarding the home, whether you're wanting to move or change location. That could be it with the 4 of Wands. But this is somebody that just wants to be happy at their core. I feel like that's the main thing we're seeing here. And a lot of their actions, whether they do the right thing or they don't, it's all towards that final end goal happiness that I'm picking up. Now, if you are going through a bit of a time where you feel like things are stuck, they're not moving, they're not progressing, just know that it won't stay like that forever. Okay, especially with this as a fire element. So, Saggy, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the September subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's fire and air readings. But for October, I'll be going back to one of the classics. I'll be giving away 2 copies of the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of the most beautiful decks out there. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments if there's a zodiac sign that you clash with. If so, which signs do you kind of bump heads with? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of October, your name will be announced in the community tab, my friends. As always, much love, and I'll see you next time.